Look at a commercial feedlot from the air. Thousands of cattle spread across massive pens wait on a single logistical lifeline, the central feed truck. Keeping those feed bunks full is the absolute largest operating cost for the entire business. The margin between profit and loss is entirely dependent on how efficiently those raw ingredients are utilized. If you overfeed the herd, you are throwing money directly into the dirt. The cattle won't grow any faster, and the excess expensive rations simply rot in the trough. On the flip side, if you underfeed them, you cap their weight gain. The cattle fail to hit their performance benchmarks, extending their time in the yard and eating into the final financial return. You can't toss a random volume of corn and silage into the pens and hope for the best. With thousands of mouths to feed, generalized guesswork is a fast track to bankruptcy. To move beyond guesswork and start targeting specific biological requirements, nutritionists rely on a specific mathematical metric: dry matter intake, or DMI. Surviving in the modern cattle business means abandoning operational hope. You have to replace it with precise biological prediction. Dry matter intake is exactly what it sounds like. It's the total amount of feed an animal consumes every day, calculated only after all the water weight has been mathematically removed. We strip the water out of the equation because the essential nutrients a steer needs to grow, specifically the energy and the protein, exist exclusively inside that dry matter. Beef cattle must consume between 2.0% and 3.0% of their body weight in dry matter daily. Plugging in numbers, a 300-kilogram steer requires a baseline of 6 to 9 kilograms per day. As demand scales, a 600-kilogram steer requires 12 to 18 kilograms. Total body weight gives nutritionists a solid starting point. But out in the yard, biological reality is messy, and those calculations are strictly a baseline, not a rigid rule. As soon as that 2 to 3% baseline is calculated, a nutritionist has to immediately adjust it to account for internal biological modifiers. They evaluate exactly where the animal is in its growth stage, its unique breed genetics, and the target average daily gain. A heavy-muscled continental breed in a rapid growth phase needs a very different nutrient profile than an older, mature animal. Then you add the external environment into the mix. Weather and pen conditions create chaos at the feed bunk, actively disrupting those baseline calculations. When a severe cold snap hits, cattle are suddenly burning massive amounts of energy just to stay warm. This biological trigger forces their daily intake requirements to spike. Conversely, extreme heat stress, muddy pens, or changes in water availability will actively suppress their appetite. Even if the ration is perfectly palatable, animals in the exact same pen might eat significantly less during a heat wave. The true test for a nutritionist is taking that basic math and formulating a highly concentrated, perfectly balanced ration that actually fits inside the shrinking or expanding stomach capacity dictated by all these shifting constraints. Estimating dry matter intake functions as a daily management tool, requiring constant attention at the feed bunk, rather than a one-time calculation in an office. By pinpointing exactly what the herd's expected daily intake is, managers know precisely how many tons of bulk commodities they need to purchase and schedule for delivery. It also gives them a hard data point to track the overall feed efficiency of the entire operation. This creates a critical operational feedback loop. Every single day, the team compares the nutritionist's expected intake numbers directly against the actual weight of the feed the cattle consumed. If there is a discrepancy, if a pen leaves feed behind or licks the bunk completely clean, managers use that data to immediately tweak their feeding programs and adjust the next day's delivery in real time. By mastering the mechanics of dry matter intake, feedlot managers bring order to a chaotic biological system. They take thousands of unpredictable variables and synthesize them into a highly efficient, predictable, and profitable science.